about the life cycle of a butterfly. These are very neat creatures. The process it takes to become a beautiful butterfly is amazing, but we'll get to all of that. Before we jump right in, let's take a look at what some butterflies look like and their differences. We can see that there are many different kinds of butterflies. They are all different sizes, shapes, and colors. Butterflies are flying insects that have 6 jointed legs. That's amazing! They also have 4 large colorful wings covered with scales in overlapping rows, and the butterfly and moth are the only insects with scales on their wings. Here's an interesting fact. The butterfly's wings are attached to the thorax, or midsection of their body. The wings are filled with veins that nourish them with blood. The butterfly only has 3 body parts. Yes, you heard right, only 3. The head, thorax, and abdomen, which is the tail end. We can tell if a butterfly is getting older because their wings start to fade and get torn. The butterfly uses the sun to warm themselves up. They can only fly if their body temperature is over 86 degrees. Now that we know some basic facts about butterflies, let's start talking about their life cycle. Butterflies go through a complete metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means they go through different stages of life before they become what we recognize as a butterfly. The butterfly goes through 4 stages of life. This is the first stage of the life cycle of a butterfly. At this stage, the butterfly starts out as an egg. Most eggs are laid on a leaf. This is the second stage. This stage is called the larva, or what might better be known as a caterpillar. The larva begins its life from hatching from the egg. Once hatched, it begins eating leaves and flowers uncontrollably. When the caterpillar gets bigger and bigger, it loses its old skin each time. The caterpillar grows more than 1,000 times its original size before entering the next stage of its life cycle. Isn't it crazy that a caterpillar eventually turns into a butterfly? This is a photo of the third stage. This stage is called the pupa, also known as the chrysalis. This is the resting stage of the butterfly's life. Finally, we are at the last stage. The fourth and final stage of the butterfly's life is called an adult. During this stage, the insect we recognize as a beautiful, colorful butterfly emerges. Now that it is an adult, they will continue the cycle again by laying their own eggs. Wow, wasn't that amazing? The butterfly goes through a long process to become so beautiful. Now that we are familiar with the life cycle of a butterfly, let's work together to create a fun art project to show the different stages of a butterfly's life. First, let's gather some materials. We need a blank paper plate, markers or crayons, glue, raw pinto beans, raw spiral pasta, raw shell pasta, and raw bow tie pasta. Now that we have all the ingredients to make our own model of the life cycle of a butterfly, we can now get started. Let's pour each ingredient onto a bowl or plate to keep things neat. Take our plate and marker and mark off where the 4 stages will be. I want to divide the plate into 4 separate sections. So now let's label each section with the different stages. We will number the plate 1, 2, 3, 4, like I'm modeling. Then next to each label, we need to write the word egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Now it's time to have some fun. On stage 1, let's draw a couple of leaves. Once drawn, we can glue a few pinto beans to our leaves. The beans will represent the eggs. Then we will move on to the second stage. Let's draw another leaf and glue 1 spiral noodle to the leaf, representing the larva stage. Now, let's move on to stage 3. We need to draw some branches, then glue 1 shell noodle on the branch, representing the pupa. Last, we will move on to the adult stage. We will now glue some of the bow tie pasta to the section labeled stage 4. The bow tie pasta will represent the adult butterfly. Be creative and add the butterfly's antennas and body. Now that we have created our very own model of the life cycle of a butterfly, you did an awesome job. For an extension activity, we can even create our own short video of our completed project using Animoto. You can take a picture of each stage of your project and enter it into the Animoto website or app to create a pretty cool video. I will make an example available to look at. And that, my friends, is the life cycle of a butterfly. I hope you had fun learning some fun facts about the butterfly and a cool way to create a model. Good job, everyone!